converged onto your head enabled you to breathe underwater and resume your pursuit across the seabed.
That's about covers it.
You
Yeah.
seem perplexed.
Perplexed? Perplexed is that the keys to my house are not where I left them. Perplexed is the fact my dog will not eat cheese like other dogs. No, Ivan Ivanovich, I am not perplexed.
Down, I guess.
Intrigued then, perhaps?
I'm not sure intrigued is the correct term either. Enraged at being taken for a simpleton. Now that, perhaps, is a better way of describing my current state of mind.
Oh, those seahorses, that's cool. Oh, what is...
That is unfortunate, General.
Somebody
Once again,
release the
Comrade
Kraken.
Ivanov, I must correct you. Unfortunate is losing one's car in a snowstorm. Unfortunate is booking opera tickets on your wife's birthday and getting the date wrong.
Oh, was she furious?
That is not the issue! Furious. However, now that is a good word.
I could speak with your wife. Would that help? I could always have a word with her if you like.
I could always have you shot.
Oh, you could, but I suspect she would appreciate the gesture less.
Oh, it's gonna... Let it get zapped. Okay. That could have been a shocking ending, indeed. Yep.
A kraken. A vast monster of the sea. A giant, humongous, many-armed electrical destroyer of ships and cities.
Electrical?
Electricity flowed along its horrible body, sparking and stunning all it touched, flowing like deadly rivers along its awful tentacles.
You can tell the general sort of is half thinks he's full of it and half enjoying the story. Can't decide.
A sobering discovery. Are you suggesting that the vessel simply wandered off course and sank here? That seems unlikely even by your standards.
No, General, I only wished that were true. The mighty ship showed terrible scars, signs of having been grappled and torn asunder by some huge and terrible adversary.
It is indeed strange and curious. I am troubled by this discovery.
Might you almost be perplexed, perhaps?
Don't push your luck.
Oh. Not a fan of the light. feel like I need to open this thing up somehow. Yes, no, maybe. There we go. I thought it was control, but I guess you have to tap control. Oh. Little higher. Not getting any higher. Wait a second. Can you jump in the bubble? I feel like that's kinda. Hmm. I don't feel like I'm not getting high enough. If I get any higher, I'll pop. Come on. Okay. Oh man, that was a tight squeeze. Is it just the right like arc and momentum?
I was stationed at Sydney Ostrif some years ago. I am only too aware of how easy it is for the imagination to create monsters when one is exposed to lonely and dark places. My men required constant monitoring.
Much like my cousin Pavel.
He was also stationed at Ostrov?
No, he required constant monitoring. He was a devil for stealing eggs.
What? I mean, considering the price of eggs these days. Oh, so all right. So we gotta go. Well, this is gonna suck.
I was referring to the fear that something is lurking in the darkness.
Okay.
Something strange, brutish, and ill-intentioned.
Again, that sounds much like my cousin Pavel.
Go. Is there more bubbles here? More bubbles. Okay. Pretty. What is this, the World of the Outlands? No, okay. It was just a glowing door.
I was being hunted. There was no doubt about it. And escape was all I could think about.
Naturally.
That and duty.
Duty?
Yes, General. After all, I had a bomb to recover from that villain Toll.
How clever of you to remember that.
Oh boy. Nailed it. Hey, Distance, good morning. How are you? Oh, phew. Go all the way down. Really under the sea this time.
But first, there was the issue of escape. Escape from a dreadful, grasping creature that consumed all it could reach, dragging anything that wandered within its clutches to a miserable doom. A hoarder of useless trophies and stolen goods.
Once again, Tavarish, I suspect you are pursuing a somewhat tortuous metaphor for capitalism, in the misguided hope of appealing to my political ideals.
They teach me to sing? Yeah. I was tempting. I almost did, but I resisted. It was risk. I was saving you all from
I was like a mouse, General. A little mouse being toyed with by a terrible cat.
Rather a wet mouse.
I was like a little underwater mouse.
Being stalked by a giant rubbery electrical cat with 8 tentacles.
Exactly, General.
Good, I'm glad we cleared that up. You may continue.
Okay, don't touch. This game is very silly. I like it. Oh, hello. What's with these giant things wanting to eat me? Literally, I could be more than like a I don't know. Gonna be worth the effort. Oh, these. It's just like you gotta get the timing perfectly for these. Not left though? I don't think so. I feel like I need to go to the bubbles over here. Maybe. Or maybe to land on that rock. Then jump over. To land on the edge, maybe. Let's try. Not sure that was technically what you're supposed to do, but I did it anyway. And he's begging for a rock to the eye.
Submarines. You didn't mention submarines before.
Didn't I? Why? Naverné, General. Of course, submarines. Millions of them. Several,
Yeah.
at least.
Any particular submarines? Did you see names, numbers?
General, have you lost a submarine?
I am not at liberty to answer that question, as you well know.
Well, General, losing one's car in a snowstorm is unfortunate, as you say. But to lose a whole submarine, that could be considered careless.
Yeah, it's true.
And you are certain it was M. 256?
Well, that was painted on the hull, so I can only assume so.
I think I know where this dismal story is going next. You somehow miraculously brought the remaining closed cycle engine online, flooded the torpedo tubes, dispatched the Kraken with one shot, and triumphantly surfaced.
No, General, that is not what happened at all. I did indeed make my way to the torpedo tubes, but for a very different purpose. After all, history has taught us that atomic power is not to be toyed with.
Much like tired, impatient generals, perhaps. Particularly the perplexed ones.
Indeed, General. Or like dogs that will eat no cheese.
All right, finally. Be standing like just the right spot sometimes to. Oh. Oh, there's a lever. He gets rid of the helmet to let him breathe underwater and still be underwater. Yeah. He's not the sharpest. He tells a good tale. It does like me.
Will our determined yet disorientated hero end his days as socialist sushi? Will his daring exploits be cut tragically short by vengeful calamari? Will the general's wife ever forgive him for missing Ruslan and Lyudmila? And just how many eggs did Pavel steal, and where did he keep them? All of these questions and more may or may not be answered in the next exciting episode of Little Orpheus!
All right. Next episode, number 5. Or number 6, excuse me. Do. All right, let's take a quick bio break, and I'll be back in just a minute. All right, let us continue. Episode 6.
I was alive, General. Somehow, miraculously, I was alive. Some twist of fate, some hand of destiny, but I was alive.
I was gonna say, like, what? Are we upside down?
Strange as this new world was, I knew Toll must have come this way, and it was my task to find him. And it happened like this.
Hold on, I've lost my phone somewhere. Be right back. Because, you can't be within, like, if you're not within at least a foot of your phone at all times, the world could come to an end.
The sun beat down on me relentlessly. The heat was unbearable. I was exhausted. Yet I could not stop. I had to go on. For 7 weeks, I trudged across the desert. On the second day...
Please, comrade, if we may. I think we can skip the details, unless you consider them to be particularly relevant to the location of Little Orpheus.
Of course, General. We will simply omit the tale of the singing chasm, the oasis of mirrors, the sightings of Toll's Mieng aloft on their pterodactyls carrying parts of my crashed rocket drill over the horizon to Lemuria.
Wait, the what?
Singing chasm?
Not that, but the rocket drill.
Oh yes, General, the rocket drill. But what did Toll want with it? And why Lemuria?
Lemuria?
Lemuria, General.
I am not familiar with this Lemuria, comrade.
Well, that is because it does not exist, General. Or at least, so I thought.
Oh, it's a magic city. That's handy.
Strange crystals seem to exert an extraordinary hold over the stone blocks and arches. When they hummed, the whole city remade itself. Whereas they were missing, clearly looted by some villainous thief, the city was fallen to ruin. It was like a vast musical instrument, vandalized, and yet still attempting to toot.
To toot. Do.
How poetic. I'm sure our engineers would be fascinated and baffled in equal measure. If the whole department hadn't been arrested for sedition last week, I would happily convey it to their skeptical ears.
Sedition? Really?
How poetic.
Whoops.
I'm sure our engineers would be fascinated and baffled in equal measure. If the whole department hadn't been arrested for sedition last week, I would happily convey it to their skeptical ears.
Sedition, General? Really?
Just a little bit.
It is unfortunate news indeed.
Stoned a little bit. I'm like, so far each of these episodes, they managed to add some new mechanic. It's not just the same old thing over and over again. As this place is falling apart. Oh. Oh, there's the guy back there. What's the bell not ringing anymore? Son of a... Yeah. The game has some weird... I just can't die. The weird things happen when you die. It gets kind of stale if the game introduces everything the first 10 minutes and then you get nothing for dozens of, or hundreds of hours. Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Oh yes, the Mank for here, all right. Which meant whatever dastardly scheme Toll had, it was to be enacted on these burning sands.
And you will explain this in due course, I imagine.
Eminently, General. What you need to know first is this. I have told you already how parts of the devices the enslaved Mienk were forced to wear came from the surface.
Radio parts and so on, yes, from what you have told me. Assuming there were plenty of lost ships in the ocean as you claim, for Toll to have dredged up what he needed to assemble them.
Aha, good. You are one step ahead of me, General.
I said assuming.
Of course, assuming. Now, as I gazed in awe at the buildings rising and falling around me, I realized that the other major component of those mind-controlling helmets was crystal. Toll had raided Lemuria for them. He knew the city. He knew the crystals could amplify vibrations and waves, and was